fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the fish report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull when you tune in to the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. Hanging at the fish report. You got Craig and TK and Heather D. Tune in at the fish report.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio. It's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Tune in to the fish report.
Welcome, folks, to another Fish Report Live. I'm Craig. That's Ken. Back in our sound room are TK and Heavy D. We're going to be joining them a little bit later in the show. And Ken, you know, on Fish Report Live, we like to cover all the local teams. We like to cover our Russia Raiders, like to cover the other teams in the SCAL, the MAC, the CCC, and occasionally, we like to get to other parts of the state. Tonight, we're getting to three corners of Ohio, aren't we?
Yes, we are, Craig. Really looking forward tonight. The Tiffin Cross Country meet last weekend gave us an opportunity to get some good interviews of some of the fastest girls in Ohio, Craig, and we're going to have one for you tonight. Senior Mary Kate Vaughn from Oakwood. She's a defending state champion a couple years back. She's battled some injuries. Can't wait to talk to Mary Kate, see how her season's going, and see what the future holds for her. And we're also, Craig, going to talk to the head coach of the Russia golf team, the boys golf team, Terry Daugherty. Terry's in his first year as the head coach of the Russia golf team. He's got him off to a 6-0 start. Looking forward to the big Shelby County League Championship tomorrow at Shelby Oaks Golf Club.
Yeah, looking forward to both those interviews. And speaking of golf, tonight's poll question is a golf question, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Craig. And we're going to talk Shelby County League golf tonight. Which Shelby County League school do you feel will advance the furthest in postseason play? This is our poll question. Your options are Russia, Anna, Fort Loramie, or Fairlawn. You can go to Fish Report Live, click on the poll questions tonight, make your choice, and vote, and we'll give you the results at the end of the show.
Yeah, you can check your results out there live after you answer them, or like Ken said, we'll have those results for you at the end of the show. And if you're watching us on NK Telco or Game Face Ohio, stay tuned for those results. All right, Ken, well, we're getting things started out tonight talking some girls cross country. Haven't featured them at all yet this season, so looking forward to doing that tonight. And, I'm a guy that likes polls. I like stats. I like charts. I know they don't always mean a whole lot, but they're still fun to look at, aren't they?
Oh, they're a lot of fun to look at, Craig. And I'm a stat guy. I'm a numbers guy, and I love mid-season polls. I know everybody wants to be number one at the end of the season, including myself. But, hey, if you're number one in the middle of the season, enjoy it. Love it, because you never know what's going to happen to your team down the road, whether it's injuries or whatever might happen. So, the polls are there for a reason. People look at them, Craig. I'm one of them guys. I love looking at the polls.
Yeah, the cross-country polls have been out for a couple weeks right now. A lot of fun to follow those. Saw a soccer poll out the other day. Volleyball just came out tonight. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But let's take a look right now at the cross-country poll, and particularly the Division III cross-country poll. Now, this was the poll that was released the end of last week, so we got a new poll coming out here in the next day or so after the big meet last weekend. But let's take a look at the D3 poll right now, and what do we got there, Ken?
Well, Craig, like you said, these may shuffle just a little bit based on the Tiffin results from last weekend, but the one thing not going to change, Craig, that's the number one team in Ohio. That's the Minster Wildcats. They're loaded this year, Craig. Very good cross-country team. I've seen them perform. Going to be tough to beat, Craig, come November. I'm telling you that right now. But listen, the teams right behind them, McDonald's, St. Thomas Aquinas, and the Russia Raiders. I feel those three teams right there, Craig, any one of them three has an excellent chance to get on that podium and at the state meet this year, Craig. And, it all depends on injuries, how things shuffle out. You've got Garraway, Liberty Center down there, and you've also got Botkins, another Shelby County League team coming in at number 8.
Yeah, a lot of fun to look at that. And, like you said, Garraway, definitely a good team. Liberty Center, a 3-time state champ. So, and Botkins, a good team led by none other than Chloe Floor, one of the better runners in the state right now. So, speaking of individual runners, we also like to look at the top 10 runners in the state right now, and they've got a chart out for that as well, a list. So let's check that out and see if there's any familiar names on that list.
There sure is, Craig. And, another stat chart that we love to look at, Craig, at top of this one is Athena Welsh. We're going to hear from Athena here in just a little bit. We had an interview with her at Tiffin the other day, so looking forward to hear what she says. Number 2 in Ohio, Craig, right now, D3 from Bachens, Chloe Flora. Another interesting name you see on there, Jenna Cease from Peebles. If the name sounds familiar, it's because she ran for Coldwater the last several years. Another local girl, Emily Streenan from Lima Central Catholic. And another familiar name on there is Rachel Wentworth from Garraway. So we've heard of a lot of these girls. Again, these are just polls, but it lets you know where they're sitting at this time of the year.
Yeah, like you said, got a chance to watch some of those girls last Saturday up at Tiffin, the big meet up there. Got to talk to Athena Welsh, as well as another girl that did make our list, actually came in at number 11, a senior from Liberty Center, Olivia Kundo. I wouldn't be surprised if she cracks that top 10 list here in the near future. But like I said, got a chance to talk to those girls about their last Tiffin meet as seniors and also their team's chances of maybe challenging for a state title come November. Check this out. Thousands of high school cross-country runners were on display this past Saturday at the Tiffin Carnival, the biggest cross-country meet in Ohio this season. In the Division III varsity girls race, 2 of the state's fastest seniors showcased their talent for cross-country fans in attendance. St. Thomas Aquinas senior Athena Welsh was an All-Ohio runner last year as a junior, finishing 3rd at the state meet, and Liberty Center senior Olivia Kundo just missed the podium in Hebron, finishing 17th overall at the state meet. We asked both seniors what they liked about this year's Tiffin meet and if they would miss the race after their final appearance.
Fish Report Live here with St. Thomas Aquinas senior Athena Welsh. And Athena, congratulations on your win today. This is your last Tiffin Carnival of your career. What's your thoughts on this race, and you're going to miss this place?
Yeah, it's definitely just weird just to think this is the last time running here, just senior year in general, but I'm happy with how it went.
You know, this is your last year at Tiffin. Your thoughts on this meet, and are you going to miss this place at all?
Yeah, definitely. I think throughout the season, this is probably my favorite race. I mean, it's really cool just in such a huge race. You always have somebody right there with you to push you, and just the fans and everything's really neat.
We also asked each girl what it would take for her team to challenge for a state championship in November.
I think we're all just, still working on our training and just working on, our unison as our pack and everything. So I think once we get that down, we'll be set.
What we're really working on is we're focusing on our 5th runner and really getting them kind of pulled up with our 3rd and 4th runners. And just really we're working on a pack and kind of like getting the back runners up closer to the front.
All right, Ken, and that was St. Thomas Aquinas senior Athena Welsh and Liberty Center senior Olivia Kundo. Those were Division III girls, and occasionally we talk about Division II. We looked at the Division III top 10 list. Let's look at the Division II list right now, and there's a girl that's not necessarily on top right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't challenge for that spot by the end of the season.
Craig, we're talking about senior from Oakwood, Mary Kate Vaughn. Mary Kate, defending champion a few years back. She's battled some injuries, Craig. She's actually only raced one time this year. She ran an 18:15, and Mary Kate's just been a fantastic runner for the last few years at Oakwood, and it's going to be interesting to talk to her tonight and see what her future plans are and see how she's feeling and what her outlook is for the rest of the season.
All right, well, let's talk to her. Can we have her live on the phone right now? Mary Kate, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
All right, well, listen, Ken just mentioned you only ran one race this year so far, the Bob Shoal there back on August 29th, and you got Alliance coming up this Saturday. Your team's actually raced Mary Kate a couple times since the Bob Shoal, but you haven't been in the results. So what exactly is going on?
Yeah, I raced very first at Bob Shoal, and then I've sat out the past 2 weeks, and I will be racing this week at Alliance, but we just want to be really careful because it's so early in the season, and I've had so many injuries the past 2 years that my coach and I thought it was best for me to kind of race sparingly early on in the season to save myself for, our league meet, districts, regional, state, and anything beyond that, and really just to give me some good, solid time to get some good training in.
Well, listen, I had the opportunity to chat with you both your sophomore and junior years at a cross-country meet over in Greenville. And your sophomore year, Mary Kate, I asked you to name your favorite cross-country course, and you said you actually had 2, the Bob Shoal and the Alliance. Now, the Alliance meet is coming up this Saturday. Tell me, what do you like about the Alliance course so much coming up this weekend?
I just think it's a great meet all around, honestly. The competition is amazing there, and usually it's our first, really big meet that we attend. This year we had Bob Shoal as our first race, which was a huge meet and was very successful. But it's always fun to kind of test yourself, and it's a good mid-season race to see where you're at, and see kind of where you're at compared to all the other teams. And usually, historically, we have pretty good weather there, so it's conducive to some good times and good racing with good competition.
Mary Kate, hi, this is Ken. Your Oakwood team's off to a great start this year. You're currently ranked number 3 in Ohio, and a big reason for this is junior Elizabeth Ordeman. She was your top runner last year. She was all Ohio. She's off to a great start again this year. Tell us how you and Elizabeth feed off each other in practice and races and how your relationship is with her.
Elizabeth and I have a great relationship. She is such a sweet girl, and oh my gosh, she brings so much energy to the team, and so much positivity and fun to the team. And she has just had an absolutely amazing career so far. She keeps dropping time every year, and it's so fun to see what she does race after race, and how much she improves race after race and year after year. So I think it will be a lot of fun to see how she progresses throughout this season, and then she has next year also. And so I'm really excited for that, and I've been blessed with such great teammates my past 4 years here at Oakwood, and so I'm really excited. Each year our team gets closer and closer, I feel like. So this year I think we have the opportunity to be actually better maybe than we've been when I've been in school with them, and hopefully we're gunning for to get into the state tournament, and hopefully if we all stay healthy, we're hoping that we can maybe place pretty high there.
Well, speaking of placing pretty high, Mary Kate, your freshman year, you couldn't have done any better. You were the Division II state champion. You've had the experience, the taste of success at the state meet level. How has this pushed you through some of your injuries and set your goals for this year?
I mean, that's always at the front of my mind, and it just serves as a motivator to know, like you said, I've experienced it. I know what it feels like. I know how great it is, and it's obviously something that everyone wants to do. It's something that you just want to get back to, and it leaves me even hungrier knowing that I've won it freshman year to hopefully do my best to try and come back this year and finish on top. But it's definitely not going to be easy. We have some stiff competition this year.
Well, that's for sure, Mary Kate. And I've got one more question before I turn it back over to Craig. And let's talk about your future here, the future plans of Mary Kate Vaughn. I'm sure you've had some college visits. I'm sure you've got a lot of college running coaches drooling over having Mary Kate Vaughn on their college team. Can you give us any insight as far as what your plans may be, where you visited, and who the leading college might be in your mind?
Yeah, well, I've seen, I think, like 15 or 16 schools that I've just gone and toured and met with the coaches. And just because it's early, I'm not going to throw any names out there. But a lot of the schools have been like Midwest, East Coast schools. And I've got a top like 4 or 5 right now. I'm in the process of getting some official visits scheduled. But definitely looking to run in college. But at the same time, also looking for a great university and, a great team, someplace that I really feel comfortable and at home with.
All right, Mary Kate, that's good stuff there. And, that's I'm sure you'll be glad once that process gets over with, but enjoy it while it lasts. I got one more question for you, and I'll let you go. Now, distance running literally runs in your family, and that's because your mom, Ellen, recently won the Wausau Marathon up in Wisconsin. I don't know if she wants me to say this or not, but she ran a 3:14 to win the to be the top female there. And I have a question for you, 2 questions actually. First of all, why in the heck did she run a marathon in August of all months? And secondly, how does that her success inspire you with your running?
Well, okay, for your first question, my mom does not usually race in August. She's run quite a few marathons these past couple of years, and she generally runs the Columbus Marathon to qualify for the Boston Marathon. But she was injured last year, so she was not able to run to qualify for this coming year's Boston. So she was kind of scrambling. She watched the race and all of her friends run there this past April, and she kind of really missed it, and she knew that she wanted to be there next year. So she started looking for races, and she had to find a race that was before the Boston sign-up date, which I believe was earlier this week. So that's why she ended up racing out in Wisconsin in August. And to address your second question, she's definitely been a huge source of inspiration and support for me. She also ran in high school, and she just is always there. She always knows what to say, how to guide me through things. And just to see my mom go out there and, run her workout. She gets up sometimes at 5:30 in the morning to go out and run with her running group. And she gets out there and she'll go out and run a tempo run or a speed workout and come home and be all excited because, she's running splits that are faster than she's ever run before. And so to see my mom be able to go out there every single day and push herself just like we do in our practices, when she has a million other things, to worry about, and she has 4 other people to worry about, it's really like, if she can do it, I can do it.
That's good stuff. And before I said I'm not sure if your mom was watching, or I don't know if she wanted me to say that. I hope she's watching tonight, Ken, because that's good stuff.
That's 3:14 is a great time, Craig. We've ran a few marathons ourselves, and that's a fantastic time. And congratulations to you and also to your mom on qualifying for Boston. And best of luck to you the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good luck this Saturday at Alliance, Mary Kate, and hope to see you maybe in November, okay?
That sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Oakwood senior Mary Kate Vaughn. And Ken, I don't know if you noticed up there on the monitor, but her PR, I think it said, was a 17:36 at the Bob Scholl a few years ago. So
I've seen that. That's fast, Craig. That is fast.
Yeah, it's an early season meet, too, and to run that kind of
know.
time, that's blazing fast.
Yeah, it is.
All right, listen, that's going to do it for the first half of our show. We're going to take a short break, but stay right there because when we come back, we're going to talk some boys golf, including that interview with Rushie's coach, Terry Daugherty.
Stage at the leaving van. Music starts at 8 o'clock. You can find us here every Wednesday night. It's usually the same cats every week, but I can't tell you all their names. Teacher, cat, and a junkie, all waiting for time to play. Everybody here's got something that we're trying to leave behind. We're all a little broken, looking for a place to hide. Get no answers, don't ask any questions. We're all here just looking for a high. And we're all beautifully broken here tonight.
All right, welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live. And Ken, before the break, we were talking some cross country. Now we're going to talk a little bit of golf. And golf is it's one of them great sports where you play it in high school. It's a sport you can do for the rest of your life. But on the flip side, when you're out there playing in high school, you don't get a lot of fans out there typically, do you?
No, you don't, Craig. And we've been to a few meets. Last year we went and filmed a few. And you're right, a lot of parents go, a lot of the coaches, but. I wish more people would go. It's a nice, relaxing way to watch a sporting event. You get some good exercise. You can walk 4 or 5 miles throughout the course watching some of your favorite players play golf. And more people should go and watch golf. I I think it'd be something really neat and people would enjoy.
Yeah, it is a good sport to watch if you can get out to the course. And speaking of getting out to the course, as you mentioned at the top of the show, got a big match coming up on Thursday in the SCAL, don't we?
Yes, we do, Craig. It's the Shelby County League match. And what they do, Craig, in the first round of Shelby County League golf, you play everybody in the league one time. Hence, you'll have six games or 6 matches per se. Then at the league match, which is tomorrow, you'll play against everybody. It's an 18-hole match. This year it happens to be at Shelby Oaks in Sydney. And right now the golf standings, if you guys want to flip the golf standings up there, Russia is sitting atop the league standings at 6-0. Followed closely behind by the Anna Rockets at 5-1, and Fort Loramie's at 4-2. So Rushi's obviously in the driver's seat there, Craig, coming into tomorrow's match. Fort Loramie's just a couple games back, and Anna's right on their heels with just 1 game back. So we'll see how it plays out tomorrow, and hopefully our Russia Raiders can come away with a victory.
All right, well, let's talk about that tonight with Russia coach Terry Daugherty. He's live on the phone right now. Coach, welcome to Fish Report Live, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, well, listen, congratulations on what's been a pretty remarkable season so far. As Ken mentioned at the top of the show, this is your first year as head coach. I want to ask you, coming into this season, I mean, did you have to learn any of these boys, who they were, what they were capable of? What did you know coming into this season?
Well, as you might know, I didn't take the job until late July, so I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity with open golf to see the boys play. And then tryouts began on August 3rd. I actually knew all the boys beforehand, so no, it wasn't really an issue getting to know them. And as far as what they were capable of, you kind of learn that as the season goes on.
All right, now, do you have a couple boys that carry this team, Coach, or are you pretty balanced in your scoring? What's your strengths right now?
Yeah, we are pretty balanced. We got 3 seniors that are doing very well. Zach Sherman, Connor Mon, and Jonah Counts have all been pretty solid this year. They're actually about 2 shots better per 9 holes than they were last year at this time. Each one of those 3 boys, their score counted in 13 out of 14 matches so far. And then I have Jack Daypore, the sophomore. He's been playing well also. His score counted in 9 of 14 matches. And then it seems like either Gunnar Young or Dylan Cadonier shoot around where we end up using their score as well. So, yeah, it's been real balanced. It's been a real good team effort this year, and our JV is there also. They're got a 7-3 record this year with their best score of a 200 against Versailles.
Coach, hi, this is Ken. Let's talk a little bit about the Shelby County League Championship, the match tomorrow. You're the defending champs. Do the boys feel any pressure to repeat, or are they pretty comfortable and relaxed and ready to go tomorrow?
We had a little shoot around tonight. We just went out to our detention pond there, and we hit a few balls around. And I asked them that question. I said, "You guys nervous?" And they all, "No, we're good." But I'm sure we are somewhat. You just have to go out and play one shot at a time. I tell them golf is, and everybody knows this. It's different than basketball or football in that you can't control what your opponents do. You just have to go out and play your game, and the cards fall where they may.
The match is being played at Shelby Oaks tomorrow. It's the home course of 5 of the 7 league teams. Yours, of course, is Versailles, and Fort Loramie's is Arrowhead over in Minster. Is this a concern a little bit that, the Anna Rockets might have a little edge going into tomorrow?
Yeah, all those other teams will get more practice at Shelby Oaks than what we do, but we played the West 4 times this year, and we played the South once. Actually had our best score of the year on the West with a 159. So, yeah, we play courses all year that the boys are not real familiar with, that you just learn them as we go. And we talk about the holes and how to play different holes, before we go out and play. So I don't think it'll be an issue.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about the OHSA rules in golf. It's something that's, for even myself and a lot of people, hard to understand. But is the coach allowed to talk to the golfers during a match, and if so, at what point?
Well, one coach is able to speak to his players, and I kind of paraphrase this, but I think the wording is very close. It says one coach is able to speak to his players without causing delay at any time. That means if they're teeing off, if they're in the fairway, if they're in a sand bunker on the green, you can talk to them. We are not allowed to be on any green or in any bunker. I'm not exactly sure why they say that. I suppose it's so we can't tell how fast the greens are, how short the grass is, and how firm the bunkers are, that type of thing. So we're allowed to talk to them at any time.
So you can. I'm
on
sorry.
that same note, there, spectators are not allowed to converse with the players at all. So we encourage parents and grandparents to come out, but they can't talk with their players at all.
So club selection, you can tell them what club to use or whatever.
Oh yeah. I try to let them make their own decision. You have to be comfortable with your shot you shoot. So if somebody's in, behind a tree or something, we'll go and look at it and say, I'll ask them what your options are, and they'll talk about a couple things, and I say, well, there's one more way you can punch out over this way. I said, you make that decision, and I let them make that decision. I don't tell them what to do.
All right, that's interesting stuff, and I'm glad you clarified that, Coach, because I wasn't sure. I thought I was always under the impression you could only talk to him between tee and green, and maybe that's been in years past, and perhaps that rule's been changed.
When we go out
exactly, that's what it used to be, and I'm not sure when that rule changed, but they changed that some time back where one coach is allowed to talk to them, and it just changed it a couple of years ago where we can talk to them on the green. We actually couldn't do it, I think. Don't quote me if I'm wrong here, but I think there was a rule where you couldn't talk to them on the green, but now we can talk to them anytime as long as it's not delaying the game at all.
All right, Coach. Well, listen, I got one more question for you, and I'll let you go. Now, along with being Russia boys golf coach, as many folks know, you're also Russia's mayor. And so that begs the question, what's easier, managing this village of Russia or managing your golf team? Because I know there's a few characters in the village, and I know there's a few characters on your golf team. So what is it? What's easier?
Well, tell you what, this last 6 weeks has been pretty stressful. It's been busy with golf. So some of my village duties have been kind of put on the back burner for a little bit, but we'll get them caught up here pretty soon. But, like anything, you just have to surround yourself with good people. And that's why I have Verge Fulenkamp as an assistant for golf. And then we all know what a great job Mark Chappie does as our village administrator. So you just got to let other people help you, and things will go well.
That's a great answer there, Coach. And listen, from Fish Report, we wish you the best of luck. We appreciate the time that you put into the Russia Golf program. And, bring home another Shelby County League championship tomorrow for the Raiders.
Well, I appreciate that. I got a great group of kids. If I might add one thing, we have a little, everybody talks about discipline issues with different teams and kids getting in trouble and that sort of thing. The biggest issue I had this year is we stopped for a Frosty at Wendy's after a match, and we were walking out, and some guy was walking in and had a Michigan hat on, and one of my players said, "Go Bucks." And we got outside, and I said, don't do that. Sometimes the guy might get a little angry with that. But if that's the biggest problem I have all year, with one of my players saying "Go Bucks," that's a pretty good year.
I agree. All right, Coach. Well, like I said, good luck on Thursday, and good luck in the postseason, and look forward to seeing what the results are tomorrow.
Okay, we'll keep you posted. Thank you both.
Yep.
You guys have a good one.
Take care.
All right, that was Russia coach Terry Daugherty. And Ken, the 18 holes, they actually get started in the afternoon on that. I know the kids get out of school for that. Probably tough for a lot of fans to keep track of that. I know a few dads and a few moms will probably be out at the course, but we'll try to get some updates maybe on Fish Report's Twitter feed and get those out to the public as soon as we get them.
That's right. Actually, I believe it starts fairly early in the morning.
Okay.
9 o'clock maybe, actually, the first group goes off. And so, they'll probably be done 2 o'clock. I'd say they'll be done with the round.
All right, we'll try to get on top of that bright and early. Well, Ken, we want to get back to the sound room tonight at least one time and check in with TK and Heavy D. Guys, I want to, like I said, check in with you. And TK, I want to start out with you. We talked about cross country. We've talked about golf tonight. Let's talk a little volleyball. I know there's a big match coming up on Thursday night, isn't there?
Yes, there is, Ken and Craig. The two leaders in the Shelby County League, Anna at 4-0 and 8-2 on the year, going against Jackson Center at Anna, and Jackson Center is 8-0 and 4-0, rather, 8-0 and 4-0 on the season. So two undefeateds in the league battling out for number one. Should be exciting. The place will be packed at Anna if you want to see an exciting crowd, an exciting game. Both of them always bring good crowds no matter where they're going. For Anna, a couple girls we want to look at. Krista Garrett is always good in there with the hitters. She's leading Anna with kills. We've got Mackenzie Wells, Elizabeth Landis, and Kaylee Kirtley also with Anna, always on the top of their stat list. Going over to Jackson Center, you talked about polls earlier. The volleyball poll came out this today for the coaches, and they are number 2 D3 in the state. So obviously getting a lot of attention there. Names we all know, the Meyer sisters, Cassie and Pauline, been around forever doing everything in every sport, and makes no difference in volleyball. They're leading the team in just about every category. They're helped out a lot by Cameron Elkert and Peyton Esser behind them. So a solid team all around there, and should be a great match tomorrow night up in Anna.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good match also. And I think Anna is Division 3 and Jackson's Division 4, so not two teams that are going to meet up in the postseason, but a couple league battles that are going to be
two big league battles this year, Craig. First one tomorrow night.
All right, Heavy D, I want to check in with you real quick, and let's talk a little football. We had Minster quarterback Josh Nixon on this show last weekend. Hopefully we didn't jinx him, but I know he had his hands full with Coldwater last Friday night. He doesn't get. There's no let up this Friday, is there?
Nope. Yeah, last week Minster traveled to Coldwater in the Battle of the State Champions. From last year, Minster gets to do it again this year by taking on 4-time defending state champion Marion Local Flyers. Last week, the Wildcats were shut out 28-0 by what looks to be another loaded Coldwater team. They held senior quarterback Josh Nixon to 114 passing yards, 10 completions, and 22 attempts. I look for Josh to bounce back again this week against the Marion Local Flyers. The Flyers have got a strong team. They're averaging 46 points a game, and they've got a pretty good quarterback themselves in Cole Griesdorn. So just another typical week in MAC football.
Yeah, 46 points a game. That's a bunch of them.
That's a lot of points right there. But I tell you what, it's never easy in the MAC, is it?
No, like Heavy D said, just another week in the MAC. All right, one more thing to get to, Ken, before we sign off tonight, and that is tonight's poll question. Why don't you read it to me again? I'll have TK check out the Fish Report telemetrics.
Poll question, Craig, for tonight. Which Shelby County athletic team will come out on top of the league championship golf match tomorrow? Will it be the Russia Raiders, the Anna Rockets, the Redskins of Fort Loramie, or the Fairlawn Jets? Let's see what our poll has to say back there.
Our poll tonight is leaning towards our local Russia Raiders. 67% of the pollsters or pollees say that the Raiders will win this one. And second place is Fort Loramie. So everybody's leaning towards the Raiders right now.
Russia's sitting at 6-0 on the year right now, Craig. So that's probably a pretty good choice by our viewers.
All right, they certainly should be the favorites, that's for sure. And speaking of golf, I want to give you a little preview or a little idea of what's coming up next week. We're going to have Fort Loramie's own Emily Knopf coming on this program. She was last on here as a freshman a couple years ago. We're going to have her next week, so you want to tune in for that. And I do want to say special thanks to our guest tonight, Mary Kate Vaughn from Oakwood, as well as Russia coach Terry Daugherty, and the viewers out there for tuning in. Ken and I and the crew are all going to be back again next week, same time, same place. So until then, everyone have a great rest of the week, and good night.
Hanging at the fish report. 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 For your latest news in high school sports, tune in to the fish report. Don't need no bed, don't need no pull. When you tune in to the fish report. Hanging at the fish